Hands forward. आज श्री कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी है, तो सबको श्री कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी की शुभकामनाएं।
आपको भी सभी को जन्माष्टमी की शुभकामनाएं।
आज हम बात करेंगे श्री कृष्ण के जो लेसन्स हैं योग के रिलेटेड। We'll talk about those things, very practical things that he taught us through Gita and through all throughout his life. We'll be talking about that while doing our asanas. In the end, we'll try to chant his name also, just like we do the mantra chanting. Put out your wrist. The name itself of Krishna. We say Yogeshwara Sri Krishna. That means he was a great yogi. First of all, he was a yogi, and then he did all other works, all whatever he had to do, he did. But he had a guru by the name Sandipni, and there he learned his yoga lessons. And then, as we all know, what a role he played during the Mahabharata. So, if he had not learned those lessons from his guru Sandipni, then he would not have played that part that he played in Mahabharata. Elbow bends. In our civilization, we never worshipped weakness. We worshipped strength. This is what we are seeing today is from past 70 years only, that we don't do anything. We just want to be friends. We can't be friends as told in Gita by the with the adharmics. So we have to build our body, build our strength, build our mind, build our capacities to defeat the adharmic tendencies inside us and then maybe outside. So that is what Krishna did during his lifetime. We were never a worshipper of weakness. Rotate your shoulders. Forward and backward. In Gita, Sri Krishna gave 4 types of yoga: Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and then Raj Yoga. Karma Yoga means karma, what we do in reality, in action. That is called karma. With our action, even if it is about thoughts in our mind and with what we do in our real life, what we think as real life, that is karma. Bhakti means devotion to some particular person or some particular divine entity. Gyan means we focus on mind, our knowledge. This is called Gyan Yoga. And then there is Raj Yoga. The Ashtang Yoga that we are doing is a part of Raj Yoga. Hold your wrist and then stretch your arms. Yoga fundamentally is one, but if there is prominence of something while whatever we are doing in, so then we can differentiate between Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raj Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Fundamentally, yoga is one, but if there is prominence in some person for bhakti, he wants to do more bhakti, then it will be called as bhakti yogi, bhakti yogi, bhakti yoga. Okay, raise your left arm up. Now from the right side. Hold it for some time. Okay. Rotate your neck. There comes a question, why should we do yoga? Yoga, why should we keep our body healthy? There comes a question in sometimes in mind also. So the best answer that was given by Sri Krishna in Gita was that only if we have our body and mind in control can we do something good for the world or for the society. World does not allow weak people to do what they want to do. That is the harsh truth, and that we have to accept. If we are not strong in our capacities, whatever we are doing, the world will not accept. So first of all, we have to build up our body and mind so strong that we are able to undertake any task or mission. Both hands stretch forward. Stretch them as much as you can. Come back into Vipreet Namaskar. Reverse Namaste. There is a famous verse in Gita, Yogastha Kuru Karmani Sangam Tattva Dhananjaya Siddhi Siddhyo Samabhutva Samatva Yog Uchyate. That means we do not have to despair while things are not going good for us. Only those who can stay stable both in when things are going good or bad are called yogis. So we have to, uh, our aim should be to be like that, equanimity in our life, samattvata. We don't have to worry whether it is things are going good or bad for us. We just keep doing our task, whatever we think we are ordained to do. Whatever is our duty, we have to keep doing it, keep repeating it without thinking about the results. That is what today's Janmashtami lesson is, at least for me, and I am sharing with you whatever I am thinking right now. Because if we reach that stage of equanimity, then I don't think this world will ever hurt us or give us any trouble. We'll be doing things inside us. We all want to do, all want to live that life, but somewhere we forget and then get attached to things. Maybe we can aim for equanimity. Okay, now go Mukhasan. Whatever we are doing through yoga and asanas, pranayam, the higher, the highest aim should be to reach that stage of equanimity. That is what I talk. Uh, that is what I was talking about when I told you that yoga is not about asanas. These asanas help us to reach that stage. These are not the end. This is the means. When we are doing asana, we tend to forget that that is our ultimate aim. All of this, whatever we do during asanas and pranayam, it helps to purify our body, our thoughts, our emotions, our chitta from the other side. The prana in pranayam. Pranic energy centers, our yoga practice helps us to open those. The prana purifies our body. Stretch your both arms back. Stretch both arms. Bend down. Feel the stretch. Come up into butterfly. Just for information, Gita is of 700 verses divided into 18 chapters. Gita is a part of Mahabharata. Mahabharata is about 2 lakh verses. So Gita was just a short, crisp. I would say it is the most beneficial book that has ever been written by anyone. Just read it and all your despair goes away. In the Gita itself, when Arjun was despairing, was very despaired, he was saying that how can I kill my own people, even though they were adharmic, but I do not want to kill them. My heart is frightening and my hands are trembling. I cannot do this. So Krishna told him What are you telling me about despair? I was born in a cell. I had to move, my parents had to move me to some other place to save me from my own uncle. Then I had to fight a war for someone. I had to become a Sarthi for someone, and then I established own kingdom so far at a so far off place as Dwarka. So what are you telling me about despair? It told very clearly there is a clear difference between dharma and adharma. If you are not for dharma, then you are automatically for adharma. You cannot be in between. Either you are for dharma. If you are not for dharma, then you are automatically against it. So we have to keep in mind whatever we are doing in life. Yoga is to enhance dharmic tendencies inside our body. Bend forward. It is not just about doing something physically. Whatever we do, it automatically purifies us. And then dharmic tendencies tend to increase inside us. Breathe up, breathe in and up. Breathe out and down. Again, just for the sake of clarification, if somebody does not know, dharma is not religion at all. Religion is like a cult. Dharma is from the time that this earth was made. Dharma is actually what is holding this universe together. Dharma is made from the root word dhri, which means to bind. Everything that I am talking about is related to yoga. If you go into the deep details of yoga, all this is written by our rishis. But today, only physical aspect is just promoted. Yoga is a lifestyle. It is, as I was telling you earlier, also it is from the time we are born to the time we leave this body. Come into Dandasana. Today was a very apt day to talk about all this because Sri Krishna gave all these lessons throughout his life. It is a day to celebrate whatever he throughout his life. For me personally, it is not a big deal to go to temple or some place to worship. If you are unable to do what they wanted, whatever Mahapurush wanted us to do, wanted us to follow, it does not matter whether we bow down before them on today or not, because the real worship would be if we follow their footsteps, follow what they said, and apply those in our life, forward and backward. Prepare for Janu Shirshasana, single leg forward bend. Breathe in, go down, hold your feet, breathe in and up. And from the side, now from the other side, open chest, breathe in and down. Again, breathe in and up. Reverse your position. In, go down, breathe out. The more times you repeat this, the more your leg will get easily stretched. Your hamstrings will be soft on you, will be easy for you to stretch forward. Breathe in and up. From the other side, down. Slowly, breathe in, both legs forward. Again, Paschimottanasana. Breathe in and out. Up. Raise your left leg. Vakrasana. Into Vakrasana. Everything that we are doing, it was done in India for thousands of years, since thousands of years. That is how we survived as a civilization. Because it was a part of our lifestyle. It was how we lived. Now from the other side. Okay, come back. Get into Padmasana if you can. Just try to do it. Both hands on the sides. We'll be doing Utthita Padmasana. Those who can, get into Padmasana. Can try this. Easy. Utthita. Utthita means raised. Raised Padmasana. Body on your hand. If you cannot just do it, use some bricks, yoga bricks if you have, or something that gives you a bit of height on the sides. You can use that and then try to raise your body. Use anything, whatever you have. I don't have anything to show right now. So just raise your body up. This one will generate so much amount of heat in your belly that you have not felt naturally ever before. Just try to hold this for 30 seconds to 1 minute. And then slowly come down. It is so exhausting that only those who can do can experience what it means. It is really exhausting. It burns a lot of energy, and also it generates so much amount of heat in your belly that it burns, melts everything stuck in your belly. It is so good for digestion. Tomorrow I'll be showing, or the next day when we meet, I'll be showing how to do it with something, some props. Today I don't have any into Vajrasana. To Vajrasana. Raise your arms up. Go into puppy pose. Chin on ground. Arms completely stretched. Breathe in and up into cat and cow. Breathe in, look up, arch your back down. Roll your back up, breathe out. Arch down, breathe in. Do this 10 times each side. Okay, if you're finished with your 10 sets, get up on your feet. Move your body. So that it is prepared for next set of asanas. Okay, today we will try to rotate our waist also. Give it a full twist from one side, go forward and then back. Full zero from one side and then from other side also. It is very soothing for your legs as well as your hip area. Okay, we start with Tadasana. Hands interlocked on your head. Breathe in and up. Look straight. We'll do it for 1 minute today. We'll do it for a minute. Hold your position for a minute. Yourself for 1 minute in this position. Stretch your body fully up. Once we go deeper into yoga practice, we will try to hold our asanas for more than a minute. Benefits will increase exponentially, able to hold our, maintain or increase our time. That is a gradual process. Once we learn the basics of asana, we can try to master, and then we can try to hold them for longer times. You cannot just do it in a day, just coming into asanas and then trying to do those. Down. I hope everyone was able to hold it for minutes. Okay, into three pose. Into three pose. Again, try to hold for 40 seconds. Earlier we used to do for 30. Now we will increase our time for 40 seconds. Just try to focus on some point ahead of your eyes and look at that only. Don't think about anything else. If you are trying to think, then you will fall most probably. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Do it from the other side also. From the other side, again 40 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. I hope all of you were able to hold it for 40 seconds. Okay, now we will be doing the traditional dand. Come into mountain, bend your knees with a rhythmic flow, go down, come up, and then again. Just see me once how I do it. Bend your knees on your toes, down and up. Bend your knees, give your body a rhythmic movement down and up. It as many times as you can or as you wish to. I hope you are able to see how I am doing it. It's a very rhythmic style of doing dand. Going down, we breathe out. Coming back up, we breathe in. Okay. Next is lizard jump. Next, we will be doing lizard jump. Again into mountain. First, jump into lizard, go down and up. Again. Okay. Third one is a bit difficult. It's just like we did earlier, first one, but in this dand, we go back and come up on our shoulders. See, we go back down and then repeat, come back up on our shoulder. Go down, come back up. This we can teach our children, younger ones. If you are unable to do it, it's okay. But if we show it to our younger ones, younger children, then they can do it easily. And if they start inculcating this habit from the very childhood, then it would be greatly beneficial for them all throughout their lives. Okay, so last one is that frog jump or half burpee, you can say. Like this. This is our basic position. With a jump, we go down and up. Like this. In single one thrust, we go down and up and then this again. Just see me how I do it. I'll show you how to do it slowly and then I'll show how to do it fast also. Like this. We go down on our shoulder, we get up into Bhujangasana and then like this. If we want to do it fast, we can do it like this. On mat, it is a bit difficult. We can go for this 30 times, 40 times, as much as we like. We will build this rhythm once you keep repeating this. Next, we can do Parshavdand. Parshavdand, which is dand on the sides. If you are unable to do that, just see me and maybe try someday when you are feeling good. In Parshavdand, we'll go sideways like this. Go down and up. I do not have space this side. I'll be showing you from one side only. You put your leg across your body and then go down and then up. This is called Parshavdand. Okay. Get into Makrasana. Get into Makrasana. If you tried those dands, you would know how much energy gets spent. We don't have to go to gym or some place. We can do it in our bedroom or in our homes. We can build our muscles. As I told you earlier, yoga is a kalpa vriksha. You just ask and it will give. You just have to ask authentically and with full heart. And then be ready to do whatever your heart says. Do it with full passion. Imagine if we do this for the rest of our lives every day. Any one of these dunds, will we get any lifestyle disease? There is no chance. Only if we do it regularly, every day. We build our capacities every day. In Mahabharata, there is a famous mantra that we all have heard of Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Gilanirbhavati Bharat Avayutthanama Dharmasya Tathatmanam Srijamayam Paritranaaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Je Dushkritam Dharam Sansthapanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, which means that the Lord is always for Dharma. He always protects dharmic people. So whatever we are doing, whenever we are doing it, we must keep that faith, keep that belief. I know sometimes it is difficult, but as I am telling you, I am also reinforcing for myself also. We all think alike inside us. We all face the same demons. So as a community, maybe we can go together in this yoga journey. The famous quote that we hear about yoga, it is journey from the self to the self and through the self. It is from Gita itself. Hands on the sides of shoulders, toes pointed inwards, little bit of distance between feet. Breathe in and up into Bhujangasana. We do Bhujangasana during all those dandas. Keep your chest open and look towards the roof. Don't keep it tight. Keep your chest open. I've seen while teaching that people don't open up their shoulders. They just do it like this. Neck forward, falling down, chest not open. This is not the right way. You just have to open up your chest. Keep the hands on the sides so that you are able to open up your chest and look up so that your back, lower back and middle back gets a good stretch. Down. Next, we will be doing Sphinx pose, Salam Bhujangasana. Both forearms on the ground. Breathe in and up. This works on your neck and on your top and middle shoulder, middle back. Slowly go down, forehead on ground. Again, go up. Remember, it is as important that we get out of asanas easily as is when we try to get into asanas. So don't just put your head in a fast movement down on the ground. As slowly as you take, as the time you take while getting up. And look towards the roof again. Now go down. Slowly into Shavasana. Into Shavasana. During Gita, when Krishna was telling Arjuna about life, Arjuna asked, how can I forget my uncles, my own brothers, whom you want me to kill? So he tells that if you don't kill them, they will kill you. And then you will not even have anything in your hand, neither your Rajya or the Parlok or the other world. You will die a coward. Further, Sri Krishna told Arjun that this body that you are seeing, it is just like changing clothes. You have donned many bodies earlier also, maybe of king, maybe of beggar, maybe a teacher, maybe a warrior. We all have done that. We have to understand that. That is why he insisted on doing what is our karma, what is our dharmic karma. We don't have to worry about anything else. We just keep doing what we are meant to do. We all know what we are meant to do. Or maybe we can ask ourselves, what is the purpose of our life? Why are we here? These are questions that only we can answer ourselves. No guru. Guru can show us the path, but we have to move that path. All our rishis, our gurus have told us. We just have to keep faith and belief in what they have said and then move on that path. Just experience it. I'll say all our traditions are experiential. You don't have to believe blindly. Just try it out once. In our tradition, there are people who are atheists, people did not believe that God existed. We had all kinds of people. And still, the ultimate goal was same for all of them. Okay. Next, we'll be doing supine pigeon. Supine pigeon. Supine pigeon from the right side. Supta Koptasana. Was despairing about life and what he will lose while fighting the Kauravas. Krishna told him that what have you brought along with you? When you were born naked, without anything. And when you will die alone and without taking anything with you. So what are you worried about losing? If we have this attitude in our mind, we can do a lot good things, many good things, more good things that we are doing right now. We just have to keep going. Don't create confusions in your head because confusions sap our energy. This is also given in Gita. Asanchya Mahaparam Bahubalat, kuch aisa hai. Something like that in Gita. Asanchya means confusion. Don't do it. Don't create confusions in your head. It saps our energy. This is all being told by Lord Krishna. I am just trying to convey what I know, or maybe reinforcing for myself at the same time also. Okay. Today we will going for scissor kicks. Scissor kicks, these are easy. Just keep your hands on the sides and just move your body like this. Scissor kicks. Move your legs up and down. Keep them straight. Very good for your core. Don't raise your legs too much up. Keep them at about 20 to 30 degrees. 20 to 30 degrees will be doing 50 times. Don't raise them up like this. Keep it at 20 to 30 degrees, just near the ground, so that gravity works on your legs. To tone your legs, then this kick is for you. Just like we do Dvichakri Chavanasana, it is just a variation that I wanted you to try today. Do for 50 times and then rest your body. Lastly, we will be doing bridge pose. Bridge pose. Hold this position for 30 seconds. Or maybe you can try if those who can on your head. Only those who can. Otherwise, just simple and then into ground position. Balance your breath. Get up from the left. Into Siddhasana. Try to enhance sitting in Siddhasana. Try to increase the time you can sit for in Siddhasana. Once we are done with Siddhasana, then we will go for Padmasana. We already know we can sit in Sukhasana. So now for we have been doing it for 2 months almost. Let us now try for Siddhasana. Try to sit in Siddhasana for at least 10-15 minutes while we are doing pranayama. We'll be going for Kapalbhati today. Stroke breathing. 3-4 minutes we'll be doing Kapalbhati. Just imagine all of this what we are doing was done by Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, Adi Yogi Shiv, all of those lords that we worship. That is how they accumulated capacities in their body. That is why we call them Mahapurush, because they had complete control over what they are doing, what they are thinking. Even if we cannot reach that level, we can try to at least do something towards it every day. That is the ultimate purpose of yoga. I'm again reiterating for you that yoga is not just about asanas. There is yam, there is niyam, then there is asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Each limb is as important as the other one. You just don't do tap in asana. You do tap in yam also, in niyam also, in pratyahara also. Okay. Let us end with Brahmari and Udgit. Hands on your knees, 3 times Omkar. Oh. Your eyes closed. Those who can open up their mics, please do it. We'll be together chanting Sri Krishna's name. Those who can, please join me. Today is Sri Krishna Janmashtami. Instead of mantra, we will be chanting his name today. With a little bhajan, small bhajan. I think all of us have heard that bhajan. Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo. Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo. Radharaman Hari Govind bolo. Even if we are unable to chant any mantra, even if we keep repeating Lord's name, even that is very beneficial for us. We just have to focus on something, maybe Om or Sri Krishna, Sri Ram, anything that we are linked with from the childhood. We are linked with something, someone. So we just have to repeat that name, and that produces those hormones in our mind, in our body, which just soothe us from inside. We just have to keep repeating those every day. I like to personally chant mantras, but if you cannot remember those, you can go for any Shri Krishna bhajan, Shri Ram bhajan, or any Lord that you like. You can go for that. So with this class again, I am मैं आपको विश करता हूँ आज के जो कृष्ण जन्माष्टमी है, और फिर से मैं ये कहूँगा कि हमारे यहाँ पर त्योहार इसलिए मनाए जाते हैं, हम पर्सन को सेलिब्रेट नहीं करते. वी डू नॉट वर्शिप द पर्सन, वी वर्शिप हिज कैरेक्टर, हिज और हर कैरेक्टर. जब हम देवियों का भी करते हैं तो हम कैरेक्टर की पूजते हैं, चित्र नहीं चरित्र की पूजा करो, ऐसे हमारे यहाँ पर बोला जाता है. डोंट वर्शिप दैट फोटो और वॉट एवर, वर्शिप द कैरेक्टर दैट वो जो जिए वैसे जीने की कोशिश करनी है. योगा उसी पर हमें ले जाता है. मतलब ये मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ, बार बार ये मैं बोलता हूँ, क्योंकि आजकल हमें इतनी बम्बार्डमेंट है, सिर्फ आसन आसन आसन. कोई भी टेढ़ा मेढ़ा होकर बोलता है मैं योगी मैं योगी. योगी बनना इतना आसान नहीं है जितना हम कोई भी आजकल बोल के मैं योगी बन गया. अब वो इतना आसान, जिंदगी दुनिया कई कई जन्म लग जाते हैं योगी बनने में, तो वो इतना आसान नहीं है बनना. आसन करना आसान हो सकता है, लेकिन फुल जो स्पेक्ट्रम है योग का, वो अगर हमें पाना है तो फिर हमें बड़ी एक यात्रा करनी पड़ती है, बड़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. तो थ्योरेटिकली हमें हमारे माइंड में हमें क्लियर होना चाहिए कि व्हाट इज ए योगी. योगी समथिंग लाइक राम, श्री राम. उनको जो भी दुख हुआ, उन्होंने कभी अपने अंदर एंगर नहीं आने दिया उस तरह से. जिस तरह अगर हमें कोई घर से निकाल दे, ऐसे हमारे माँ बाप हम कितना चिड़चिड़े या कितने मन में गुस्सा रखे, उन्होंने नहीं रखा. ये है योगी. श्री कृष्ण के साथ क्या क्या बुरा नहीं हुआ उनके लाइफ में, उन्होंने कभी मन में उतना वो एंगर या द्वेष जिसे बोलते हैं, एक कंटेम्प्ट हेट्रेड नहीं लाया. वो है योगी. हमें कोई थोड़ा सा कुछ बोलते हम गुस्सा हो जाते हैं, मन में ऐसे हेट्रेड आ जाता है उसके लिए. तो हमें अपने को सोचना पड़ेगा कि क्या हम मतलब योगी के कहीं आसपास भी पहुंचे हैं कि नहीं, या सिर्फ अभी हम यात्रा पर हैं उसके. तो ये बात आई वांट यू टू रिमेम्बर. चलिए इसी के साथ नमस्ते, धन्यवाद. कल हम छुट्टी रखेंगे, अब परसों मिलेंगे आपसे.
Thank you, Nitin. Thanks.
थैंक यू सर.